Hello everybody, welcome in. Just gonna set up all our housekeeping stuff while we wait for everyone to come in. And I find us all over the place. All right, so that was fast on here. Hey, come on in. I'm just gonna find us here so we can put in all our stuffy going on. Hey, welcome in. Hi everybody. Come on in. Come on in. I can't find me. How is everybody doing? And this beautiful summer is over. Let's just put it that way. Summer is over. Am I sad? A little bit. I'm a little tiny sad, but it's nice. Oh yeah, I found us somewhere. There we go. It's nice to, breathe a little bit. It is definitely nice. So how is everybody doing? Welcome in. Hi. When I get us on the iPad, it's a lot easier for me to see the messages in the comments, so I don't want to miss anything. But for some reason, sometimes it gives me a little tiny bit of a hard time. Lots going on tonight. So a couple of days ago, why aren't you going my way? Oh, there you are. All right, so a couple of days ago, I posted a photo and I asked, what should this be? A centerpiece, a swag, or what should it be? And I had a lot of different answers, quite a few different messages, so I was excited about that. But, if you know me and if you've been following me, you know that I don't like to be tied down to just one thing. I like things to be versatile. I like different things. I like to be able to take a piece and be like, okay, today I need you on the table, but oh, you know what? Today I need you on the door. You know what? I have a lot of people coming. Today I need you, whatever I need you, right? So I always like to, hi everybody. I always like to give myself different options. I was always like that. And for everything, not just for, this kind of stuff, right? Yay, I found me. Let me make sure this is silence. Okay, now I can see all your beautiful comments. The phone is too tiny. They're all there, but So I decided to do something totally different today. Now, in the photo, there was a whole big, gorgy black pumpkin, right? Well, this is what happened to that black simple pumpkin. That, by the way, this I found in my local Walmart. Now, I'm hearing that all Walmarts don't carry the same things. Like my Walmart doesn't have the pink pumpkin. Really? Pink. My Walmart doesn't have my pink, but whatever. So I actually cut the pumpkin in half because for what I'm doing, it was going to be a little too big. Now, if what I'm making was going to be just a centerpiece, it was going to be fine. I had it set up a certain way. But again, I like to do things a little different. So I cut it in half. I painted the part where I cut. Very simple. I just painted in black. I punched a couple of holes to have pipe cleaners because I do have to, secure it somewhere, right? And, we made it a little fancy. I just added a little glitter. I added some pearls. I added some bling. Now, this bling that you see here, let me see. I hope I brought it up with me. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. It comes in a roll, and it's about 5 or 6 inches, right? And it's very long. So I just cut to whatever, like this was all one piece. I just cut it. It's very simple and easy to cut. I did use hot glue, but I also used jewelry glue. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I just felt it was a little bit better to do it that way. I didn't clean it up. So all you gotta do is pass the blow dryer a little bit to get rid of all the little spider webs that we call like the leftover. And I didn't spray it yet. My intention is to spray it with a little of sparkly some, right? And then with Scotch Guard, because I don't know where I might put this, right? And then we have the cute little velvet pumpkins. And these I just picked up in my local, excuse me, my local dollar store. Well, $1.25 now, right? And I just bling them up. And again, the jewels that you see here comes in a 6-inch roll, okay? It's 6-inch, and I don't know if it's 5 yards or how many yards come in the roll. And I just separate the little strips and make it into a small one. So it's not each single one. If you know me, you know that's a no-no for me, right? So, and that's what I put there. Very simple, very easy, but it definitely adds a little touch. And I did add a little floral stem on the bottom because you'll see why. So let me get these out of the way. Now, I wanna show you everything, all the ingredients that I'm going to be using. So I'm using this pretty sparkly rose gold, right? Mesh. I love it. It's one of my favorite. I'm using this cream with gold foil in it. It's very sparkly. I don't know if it comes through as sparkly, but it is beautiful. And I'm also going to be using a little bit of this, which is a poly burlap window pane. I'm sure it has different names, but I call it window pane. That's how it was introduced to me, so that's what I'll keep calling it. Now, for the ribbons, I'm using this gorgeousness right here. This is a 2.5 inch, and it is black with gold. I'm sure you can see, yeah, oh, I see it sparkling right there. So it's black and gold. And I'm using this fancy little thing here, which is very sparkly as well. Okay. This one came from the Fancy Front Door. It's a shop on Etsy, the Fancy Front Door. So that's where that came from. The black and all the ones I'm about to show you came from Mel's Crafty Mojo and Craft Outlet. This is a 4-inch, oh, I'm sorry, this is a 1.5 inch. Excuse me. This is a 4-inch. This is gorgeous. I am in love with this ribbon. I'm so in love with it that I actually bought it in every color that was available. I didn't say that, did I? Oops. Oops. Okay. And then I'm using something a little fancy, just a little fancy. This is what you saw in the photo. And this is a D. Steven velvet ribbon. And this one happens to be pink and gold on the other side. And I just, you know, I'm in love with this ribbon. Now, D. Steven's ribbons, you know, are a bit expensive, right? And we all know that. However, when I'm designing, if I'm making a big bow, depends on the design, right? If I'm making a huge bow, I'm not going to use 5 yards of D. Stevens. I might just accent with a little bit of it, right? This, you'll see how I'm going to use about maybe like 15 inches in the piece that we are making. Like, it doesn't have to be oh, it's so expensive, you know, I can't put it in my design. Yes, you can. It doesn't have to be like the whole 5 yards. It doesn't have to be like, I like curlies in my designs, and this ribbon, the wire is so strong that that's going to be my curl. That's what I'm putting in my design, right? So if you take the 10 yards and divide it into the price, it's going to be the same price of the curly picks that we purchased someplace else. So, and this is just gorgeousness. See, look at that. Look at that gold. Beautiful. And like I said, once you shape it, it's not going anywhere. Look at that. It's just not going anywhere. It ain't going nowhere. And it's going to look beautiful. And you can take it and shape it into any, but I cut another little piece, no? Into any way you want. And it stays, like it doesn't move. Like you fix your loop and it doesn't move. So shop around. Not all these Stevens ribbons are outrageously priced. And like I said, you don't need to add so much into the design. You could just add 12 inches, 14 inches, 16 inches, a yard. So divide the price into the smaller, you know, sections that you might want to use. And, you know, and that's how it was explained to me from one of my coaches. Like, you don't have to, like, if I'm making a bow with this, I don't mind to use 5 yards, because this is probably, let's say, $10 for 10 yards, right? So I don't mind to make a $5 bow. It's okay, right? But, you know, just look into it. It doesn't have to be an entire bow. I did another design with some designer ribbon, and again, I'm not using the whole thing. So just decide what you want to do with it. And then, you know, divide the price, and you'll see you can put it into your beautiful design. All right, so this is our bejeweled fancy, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm going to post this. I'm not posting this. I think this is staying with me. I think it's gonna stay with me. We are gonna start with a large Unique in the Creek board. That's what we're gonna start with. Now, we also going to be making that tonight. 2 of those. One I made because, you know, it's gonna take too long. Hey, Jean Ann. It's gonna, you know, it might have taken too long. But again, look how I took the 4-inch black and gold ribbon and we put a little bit in there. Like, it's not overpowering the design. It is going with all my colors. So once we're done and you see what I'm gonna be doing, it's beautiful and coordinated all together, right? So for the large board, I did put a styrofoam piece in the center because I do have my pumpkins that have to go in, okay? The piece is, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's about 5.5 inches. And I placed it where I know I don't need to put my mesh in there, and the corner went where the single hole is that I don't need, right? So I have a secure base for my pumpkin. I did use row 1 and I zip tied it toward the outside. That's where I put my small ruffle. And then we're using row 2. And we're going to use a little bit of row 3. Depends on what the design is going to call once we place all our pumpkins, okay? So I'm going to keep it for a second so you guys can take a snapshot if you decide to make this piece. Okay, so row 1, you're going to go and put it on the outside. We're going to do it now together. I only did half the board. And row 2, you're going to use the couple. And I think, yeah, the couple. And I went to all of them. Okay, and then row 3, we'll see what the design calls for. So For this outside, I used, it's a very simple, and of course, ruffle. I'm gonna just call it ruffle. I'm not that great with names. Lucky if I remember my name. I'm gonna bring you guys down. So I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. Okay. So, this is about, so you can do this with a 10-inch. I wanted to go a little more than 10 inches because instead of just doing this and scrunching it in the center, right, from my outside edge, I wanted to fold it in and then fold it in again, right? So that I am eliminating a little bit of the frame going around. So I fold in about 1 inch and then I fold into the half and I'm gonna scrunch in the center, okay? Once I've done that, I'm going to go in with my zip tie. Now the zip tie has a flat side. That's what you wanna be pointing up, okay? So that when you close it, you hear that magic noise. If you don't hear that magic noise, it means you put it backwards. So you went in through the other side, which it won't lock for you. It won't break either. And you can pull it out and reuse it. But once it locks and you hear that magic sound, you basically kind of like done. So I'm doing every one, but I am alternating colors, okay? So for my design, I wanted to put a pink, and on the other side, on the alternating one, I did the white and gold. Where's my arm? The white and gold, which I did the same exact way, except I am adding excuse me, I can't seem to stop coughing tonight. Where are my other tails? Oh, here they are. Okay. And I'm adding the tail to the lighter color because I wanted to bring in a little bit of the back. I'm going to fold it in half, scrunch it in the center, and I'm going in. And I'm going in with another zip tie. And just pull a few up here. Okay. And again, you go from the full to the outside. Okay. And I'm not preloading because I am putting in my ribbon. So I'm going to just close them as I go along. Okay. So now I have my ribbons and I want my tails to come out. There we go. And I'm bringing both tails on the outside because in the back we're going in with more. So we want to make sure that it stays out. So from the board being 15 inches, we are going to be about maybe 23, 24 inches. We'll measure it together. So every other one, I'm putting my gold with my black ribbon. I had this beautiful black and gold mesh. And oh, so pretty and so sparkly. But you know what? I wanted the pumpkin, the black pumpkin, to be the focal point. So I decided not to go with that. Plus, I wanted to really utilize this gorgeousness of ribbon right here. All right, so every other one is going to be my tails. And then I will decide, once I'm done, where I want these tails to go, which way, which direction, which side, how are we fluffing them, right? Once we, oh, and I'm sorry, the tails, I cut them at 13 13 inches. I cut the tails at 13. Okay, so I'm still going every other. So I have inserted all my tails for the outside row. So this is row 1. Oh, that made it into the garbage. Imagine that. Imagine that. Okay. Now I'm going back in with my pink. Oh, here you are. With my pink. And the pink gets no ribbon. Just going in. We are good here. So we are going to start here. So on the outside, there are 16 tails that we are putting in. Ruffles, I'm sorry. 16. Thank you, Elva. Yeah, I am just in love with these colors. Love, love. And then when I saw the pumpkin, because when I went, well, let's not discuss when I went because my husband is in the other room. However, when my husband and I were there this weekend, I found the black and gold pumpkin. But when I was there by myself, the black pumpkin wasn't there. I don't think he heard that. He's not saying anything, so he didn't hear anything. Okay. So there, my outside row is done, and we alternate the pink and the white and gold with my pretty tails. I'm not gonna fuss with my tails yet because I want to position all my elements, all my ingredients, and then we'll play with it, yes? Hey, Eliette, it's okay, welcome. Now, row 2, we are using the rose gold, but I am putting in this ribbon, okay? And this one is from the Fancy Front Door. The Fancy Front Door, she's got some beautiful ribbon, let me tell you. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I'm gonna just fold them in half so that they're ready for me. And I'm alternating the tails for every other. Oh, I was like, no, I'm missing too many. It can't be. Okay. And for this, I'm just rolling, squeezing, tying. That's it. Okay. And this one has a ribbon. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to preload, but not close. Because here, if we preload, but not close, they will stay. As opposed to the outer row. Okay. So we just, and I'm not skipping anything. I'm doing all of them. But what I'm doing is I am not putting a tail in all of them, okay? I am not putting a tail on all of them. Okay. And make sure, look, if the zip tie goes in backwards, it is a bit of, you know, a little bit of a cussing moment, but at least it doesn't go to waste. Okay, so all my zip ties are in, and I do not need a tail. So we are just going to put our ruffle in. And again, I'm not fussing with my tails yet, okay? Now I got my tail ready. Squeeze it in the center. I always like to make sure that it's nice in the center to whatever direction I want it to go. And I'm gonna just roll, and Put my tail in the center, and in we go. Now, some could say you don't need that tail in the center. Correct. You don't have to add this ribbon on this row if you don't want to, but once I have everything in, I will show you what my idea was, what my plan was. Why is that too short? So we put in 2. We are putting 2. I will show you why I wanted the little bit of extra color in there and what I'm doing to the tails. So this piece, the way I had it in my head, okay? I wanted to be able to, I know, Elliot, I know these are your favorite colors. I wanted to be able to use it as a centerpiece, but I also wanted to be able to use it as a wreath because you know me, I like options for my pieces, right? So that's why I designed it the way I'm designing it, because you can have it on your table or you can have it on the wall. Either way, it's going to look fabulous. So when I design for the wall, for a door, for a wreath, right? You make a wreath for a door. Vicky, that's the point, right? We want to give each other more ideas to make more beautiful stuff, right? So when I make a wreath for the door, I tend not to design with the wreath on the table. I want it to be on my stand in front of me because I want to see, oh, I made a mistake here. Let's see. Oh, okay. I want to be able to design it and look at it the way my customer will look at it, right? So, or the way it's going to go on the door. Because yes, if I'm doing it for my house, once I put it up, I could fluff, I could move, I could do. But if it's going to a customer, they're going to take it out of the box and hang it on their door. So I got to do all the fluffing. I got to do all the fencing. That's what we do, right? So, see, I just don't know how to count. I'm short. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, you know, I want to, no, I'm not. See, Nadia, you know how to count sometimes. Okay. So this takes no ribbon. So, and that's why I like to design with my wreath on my stand. I'm gonna have to cut, I don't know if maybe I forgot a bucket or what is going on today. But anyway, my tail. So when I designed this piece, I wanted to be able to put it both ways. Do I want it on the table or do I want it on a door? And of course, you know, I don't want it to be complicated for my customer, even though I'm not selling this one. Sorry. These colors are just too beautiful. Too beautiful. Okay. All right. Putting one more. Oh, I know what I did. Okay. I didn't miscount. I used 2 in one place. I don't know why I did that. So now, don't be alarmed. We have plenty of fluffing to do so that you will be able to see all these beautiful tails, right? And here we start, okay? So now that, so my idea was, so we have the black peeking through, and I want it to come out, and then we have that peeking through. I don't want the tails to stay up like this, right? I want one tail to come down so that when you are hanging it, you can see all the beautiful ribbon tails coming, right? So I'm gonna move things around so that the tails are all coming down. And you see what a difference now? You see, look at here where they're all standing up, but here, once we open them and you drive them, you bring them, see, you make them go where you want that ribbon to show. And now you have all of it right there. So it's all about where you drive your ribbons. And I'm driving you here. But I'm not gonna fuss with this side just yet. I wanted to fix this because I'm sure everybody was like, what is she doing? What is she doing? That's too much ribbon. No, it's not, because see, once you move your mesh, mix it in, you know, you have the volume, you have the color, you have texture, you got it all in here. You have it all. And that's my 3 colors. That's my theme. You got my gold, my black, and my pink. Mauve, pink, however you want to call it, right? So I want this to go under here. Because up here, don't forget, we are going to have that beautiful black bedazzled pumpkin. But out here, I want to see a little bit more black, right? So we go here, and we go here, and we bring those tails where we want them to go. Pull them out and mix them in with my mesh. Just because you zip tie them to one spot doesn't mean they have to stay there, right? Just like today, just because the wreath frame is black doesn't mean, square, it doesn't mean it has to stay square. We can fix that. Okay, so now all my ribbons are out and beautifully fluffed. Now you see you have all the colors coming through, right? You got the black, so once we put that beautiful pumpkin on, right? It's all gonna come together. And the reason why I put the styrofoam in there is obviously we need a place to secure our pumpkin. So you can just put these through the board. However, I couldn't do the same for these because I have no way to, put a pipe cleaner there. So I have my pipe cleaner, and I'm going to use, so this is how I want it. And now I can move my mesh whatever I wanted, you see? And now we just filled a good, see, that's the middle, right? I'm going to place my gold pumpkin. So now who is sitting on this side of the table gets this beauty, but who's sitting on this side of the table is also going to get some beauty because we are going to insert these around like so. What I'm doing with the big one that I put pipe cleaners, I have these so-called U-shaped pins, floral pins, that I'm going to, a little bit more. I'm going to cut off to about a little bit less than an inch. Okay, and that's what I'm going to use to, so I'm going to take these out for a second while I perform this. Okay, I'm going to take the pipe cleaner and I'm going to squeeze my floral pin. Now, when I insert floral pins, no matter what design I'm doing, I never go straight down, okay? I always go diagonal because, I don't know, that's the way I was trained from my Michaels days, but also because it has less of a chance of coming out, okay? There we go. And I'm going to insert that one in. Okay, so now I have, oh, I forgot to put one up here. Hold on, we're gonna fix that right now. Because this pumpkin is styrofoam, it's very easy to go in and with your scissors and make a little hole. I don't want to drop my pins. And then I'm using my floral pin to make it a little wider because I don't have, usually I use those embroidery needles, those giant embroidery needles to pass my pipe cleaners through anything because it's a lot easier. So now I am going to pipe clean this to the back, if I could find, there we go, to the board, so that when we stand this up, the pumpkin is going to stay into place. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just moving my, see? And there's the first pumpkin. Now, whether we have this on the table or we have it on the wall, it's just going to look beautiful. I am going to place another one on the other side. I forgot to do that before, but that's the idea, right? So now we're gonna go in. I think this needs to be a little shorter. And when you cut the floral stems, always cut everything at an angle. Thank you, Lenny. Okay, so I'm going to put this in, and now I got my fancy ribbon going where I want it to go, right? And I'm going to take the other one. And I'm not putting my pumpkins straight because again, being that we might be using this as a wall wreath or a centerpiece, I just want the pumpkins to look nice from each angle. Oh, Pam, it's okay. It's okay. We're still going to work on the other pieces, so you are all good. All good, my friend. Oh, there it is. See, I knew I brought it up. This is one of the blings. So it's, I want to say 5 inches. Yeah, it's 4.5, closer to 5 inch. And it comes in a giant roll like this. And you can see how I cut it. It's very easy to cut, whether you need 1, 2, 3, 4 strands. You could do it however you want it. And this one is just like that one as well. And I didn't bring it because I finished all the pink one. And I thought I brought the other color up, but I guess not. So now I want to go in and I want to glue my pumpkin down. Okay. And once I glue them and secure them, then I'm gonna go in and decide where, who, and what needs more ribbons, more tails. If I just wanna leave it alone, this stuff is catching on my top and I'm getting just a little annoyed. Okay, so that's one piece, right? And again, you can keep on going. You can add more. You can add more. You can add flower picks if you want. You can add more pumpkins if you want. This is the look that I was going for because my idea was, so that's the, thank you, Tracy. That's the round, large board, yes. So my idea is to take the rectangle board with coordinating everything, right? I used the same mesh. I added a little bit of the gold. I'm using this gorgeous 4-inch, right? And the idea is to put it right next to it so that when I am doing my table setting, I have the one, the round, and another tail, right? Now, if you don't want all of that, like when I have the whole family over, we end up having a table because, you know, it could be up to 25, 30 of us, yes? So I can put them all together, right? All 3 pieces. Or I could put this in the center and this a little further up so that the whole table length has something, but everything is coordinating. Not necessarily everything the same, but coordinating. Now, this piece, if I'm putting it on the table, you know what? I might want to add a little pumpkin right there, right? Or I might want to put my candlestick in here. I don't know, this one might be a little too wide on the bottom, but let's try. Yeah, it's a little too wide, but you can definitely put a candle in the center, maybe like a smaller one than this base, right? Or you can simply leave it like that. And like I said, we're gonna make the matching one of this so I can show you how to make it. We didn't use a lot of ribbon at all. We did use this gorgeous 4-inch as an accent, right? It's not overpowering the design, but it is coordinating with it, right? Now, once you have 2 of these, maybe you have double doors and this is just the perfect touch that you might want on your double doors, right? Or maybe you want to use 2 of them as a corner. So like it's so versatile how you could use the whole coordinating piece. And again, this could be on the table, but it could also be on the door. And either way, it just looks, oh, thank you, Elliot. Either way, it just looks fabulous, you know? So let me show you how to make this piece. Very easy. So we are using the rectangle board. I went again on the outside because I wanted my piece to be a little wider, right? So when it's all said and done, we are at a full 13-inch. I'm not gonna call it 14 because there's just one little tippy toe that gets under 14. So it's 13 and it is 20, that's it, 20. Oh, what in the name of tails did I do here? Hey, where are my scissors? What did I just do? Okay, they'll come out. Okay. Oh, Nadia. Ah, found them. Okay. What was I doing? Fixing the tail. Okay. All right. So on here, I did the same. So I alternate. So one yes, one no, one yes, one no. And I also alternated the colors, so a pink and a gold, a pink and a gold. Over here I did the gold on top, and I'll show you why. So a pink and a gold, I alternated as I went around, and I did put the black tail just on the gold one, okay? So 1, 2, 3, non lo so perché mi mancano, vabbè. Okay, so let me just quickly cut them because apparently today I can't count. 2, 3, me ne servono 4. E tagliamone un'altra perché ancora non so contare. Sylvia, don't tell anybody what I'm saying. I said I'm going to cut a couple extra because I can't seem to be able to count today. So there we go. And no, I don't measure. My arm is my way of measuring. Okay, so I got a gold. I'm going to go in with a pink. And again, I'm using the outside, and we're going to insert the zip tie. Okay, and letting it come on the outside. I'm going to pull, and I like my closure to stay on top because, you know, if someone or my customer is picking it up, I don't want them to hit the little knobby thingy, majiggy, right? And again, I'm not fussing with the tails because I don't know yet what I want to do. Okay, so now we need our gold. And let me not forget my tails. And then I am not inserting, oh, there you are. I'm doing my base, and then I'm going to go back with the 4-inch. I could put it in now to save a zip tie, but I want the perfect placement for it, and I don't feel that I'm getting that yet because I don't have all my, I don't have everything in, right? So, this is ready, but I need a pink one. So we're gonna go in with a pink, and again, I'm just simply ruffling it up. I'm gonna say they are about 15 inches. You can make them a little longer if you want it fuller. You can make them a little shorter if you don't want it as full as I'm making it. But the pieces I cut, they are 15 inches because by now you know I like full volume, texture. This is why I like to add different ingredients together. Kind of like, you know, when you're cooking. You add all sorts of different things together so that you end up with this rich, beautiful some you're gonna eat. And I'm making myself hungry. Okay. So now this way you're gonna have a 3-piece, gorgeous, stunning, coordinating set that is going to be fabulous, whether you're just, maybe you have a smaller table, but you have a buffet or a side something, furniture in your room, and, you know, or a dining room, not necessarily a kitchen, and, you know, you want everything to coordinate, but not overpower with just, because 4-inch ribbon is a lot, right? So if I was to use it on the round piece too, on the round piece too, and then let's say I'm putting them all on my kitchen table, that's a lot. That could be a little too much, you know? So, That's why I chose coordinating colors, but not exactly the same for each one. Okay, so every other, I'm not fussing with my tails because I'm going to do all my other placement and then have my fun with that, right? Okay, and now I'm going in the center. Okay. Oh, no, I need a white one. I need a gold. And a tail. I counted the tails right. Yay me. All right. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I've had this black and gold ribbon for some time, but you know, the ribbon needs to speak to me. If it doesn't speak to me, I can't really use it. So if I pass by and my ribbon says something, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. You can make fun of me all you want. But that's the way I am. I need to, you know, feel the connection. For the gold one, I'm cutting it at 20. But I'm doing the same. Roll, roll, scrunch, scrunch. And in it goes. I'm not putting any ribbon. So I don't know. It wasn't inspiring me. It wasn't calling my name yet. It wasn't, you know, nothing was happening. So, just so you all know, this is exactly 20 inches. Okay? So, okay. And for the center, I'm going to go every other one. So I'm putting in 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put maybe one extra. We'll see how full it is. Okay. So I'm going to just add this beauty in. And again, you could put more or you could put less in here. You know what I mean? So, if you felt, and I'll tell you something else, this gorgeousness here could easily be transformed into a Christmas piece, right? Like the centerpiece we did with the pumpkin. Yes, we did glue it a little bit, but we can pull that up and you can put something else in the center. And this, because I didn't necessarily add anything, this could go all the way to Christmas. So it's not necessarily just a fall piece because I put the pumpkin on that big one. It could totally, the mesh is from Mel's Crafty Mojo. Hold on, let me put in oops. Let me put in my affiliate link, if you don't mind. That's where I got all the mesh. Come on. Okay. Yes, that's where I got it from. And also, there's the link for Mel's Crafty Mojo, and there's also Wayside Whimsy. That's Etsy, an Etsy shop. Our wonderful Roxanne, she has all the 21-inch mesh that I was using today, and I believe she has the pink and the gold, but I'm not sure about the window pane. The window pane, I bought it a long time ago. Okay, so now we can go in and fluff our tails. Okay, so now comes our gorgeousness 4-inch. I just love it. And ooh, I got it. I got the same one. It's navy with gold, navy with silver. I just, it's so elegant, so incredibly elegant. And it makes a statement without you having to add so much. So now to go with this, I'm going to just go on the side. And I started from here. Did I skip some here? What's going on? What is going on? Hold on. I need another gold tail because I like my fluffiness. Okay. We need another little gold. Okay. So there. So now imagine, you know, the round piece in the center of your table. My table is, yes, Julia, shiny. It's all about shiny and sparkling and fancy tonight. See, look how nice and full this is, right? And again, move your ribbons around. Like, they don't have to stay where they lay. You drive them. You make them go in between. I like to do that. I want my ribbons to go everywhere, right? I don't want them just in one spot like little soldiers type of thing. Okay. So I'm going to go here, right? So I'm going to insert another zip tie right over the one I have there. And this is the center. So it's the gold center, right? And I'm not going to close it. I'm going to take my ribbon, my 4-inch. I'm going to leave a tail of about 8 inches, maybe 9. Yeah. And I'm going to scrunch my beautifulness right here. Maybe a little more. And I want it nice. So the best way that I have done this is you fold it in half and then you walk it together. And that gives you a beautiful crease, like right there. So I'm going to place my tail there. And that's going on one corner. And now I'm going on the end. So I'm using the outside. I'm going to fluff, measure. Of course, I want my loop to go over my mesh. I don't want it squished, right? So I'm going to measure, there we go. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to fold and walk it together and go into my zip tie. Okay, and we just made our pretty tails. So we got one side, and we are going to do the same on the other side. So I wanted to go here. And so I'm going again on my first gold. There we go. And I can't wait to set them on my table and take the photo. So again, I'm going about 8 to 10 inches. I'm going to fold in, make my pretty flu-flu. going in. Okay. All right. And now I'm going on the same way on the other side, and I want to make sure that I don't squish my mesh down. And zip tie it and make sure that we have all our pretty tails. Before I totally pull on my zip tie, I want to make sure that I have enough or not too much on that ribbon, and that's that. So now, there we go. And now we have a coordinating piece for our beautiful centerpiece, or we have two beautiful double doors. Hanging swags. Okay, now I'm going to take this. Okay, I'm going to make my pretty loop. And I'm going to take the bottom, bend it, and I'm going to use another zip tie, and that's where I'm going to insert my little curly Q. And I promise you, this ribbon is not going anywhere. Okay. Thank you, Elva. There we go. And you can make it go whatever, which way you want. Just remember, I think I made it too long. There we go. Wherever you put it, that's where it's gonna stay, right? So either you buy a curly Q or you buy the D. Stevens ribbon and make your own curly Q. The price comes out to about the same. Trust me, I've done it. So here's our beautiful pieces. These are the two. And like I said, you can add a pumpkin, you can add a candle, you can just leave it with nothing as a coordinating piece because we got this beauty right here. So it's entirely up to you. Let me pull this. Put a pipe cleaner so I can hang it, and then I could bring you guys up and we can see all the three pieces together and the different options so that you can see what it looks like when it's hanging. There we go. See? So laying on the table, it looks beautiful, but hanging, it looks just as beautiful. So on the table, it would have these two pieces next to it on either side. So your table will keep on going long. The camera is not wide enough. There you go. There you go. So, or you could use these as a corner for your window, just sitting like that on your double doors, on another table, on a buffet table that you have in the room. So the possibilities are a lot, right? And again, you can hang this or put it down. You can add a candle in the center. Obviously not this chunky one that I have. So you can put a smaller one. I can't wait for the morning because it's way too dark now to take a photo so that we could get a vision of the whole coordinating set together. And I'll take different photos so that, you know, obviously you see it what it looks like there, and then you saw it on the table as I did it. So different ways to display all of it. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. So this was so much fun to put together, maybe because I love the colors. So yeah, I'm totally in love with that. I'm going to put in some more curly cues along my piece, and then I will take photos. And I thank you all for coming. I have a little some coming tomorrow, so if you want to join us again, thank you all so much for watching. I'm Nadia from Nadia's Crafty Corner, and check it out. See if you like our event coming up tomorrow. We're going to be making a peppermint candy. I'm excited about that. So thank you all. Bye, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.